Thank you so much, Chair, and good afternoon, Conference. As Chair of the Co-operative Party Parliamentary Group, it is a great honour to address you today and deliver our party's fraternal greetings. The Labour and Co-op parties have been sisters since 1927, and back then, the first electronic TV had only just been invented. Ramsay MacDonald was leader of the Labour Party, and Parliament was still debating the introduction of traffic lights. Conference, we have been sisters for a very long time. And like all successful relationships, our partnership has endured because of shared values and shared goals. And today we share over 1,000 elected representatives with the Labour Party, with tens of thousands of members and supporters. We are growing fast, with huge ambitions for our movement and the communities that we serve. Growing up, my inspiration to get into politics was my father, the late Daljit Singh Shergill. My dad came to Birmingham in the 1950s, where he worked in the foundry and as a bus driver before becoming the president of the first Gurdwara in Smethwick. And growing up in recession-hit Birmingham in the 1980s, I realised firsthand the power of community. I saw how my father unionised the ethnic minority workers at his factory to stop them having their pay packets stolen by other workers. I watched him set up the first domestic abuse service of its kind and establish the first food bank in Smethwick. Our home became a one-stop shop for anyone who needed support. And I remember being 14 years old and helping people with their social security forms or even interpreting for them. Today, Conference, our task is the same as it was back then. Building resilience and power in our communities is what my father did and what we as cooperators do day in, day out. And it is why I am proud to be a Labour and Cooperative MP and the UK's first female Sikh Member of Parliament. As the Labour Party was born from the trade union movement, the Co-op Party comes from cooperatives. It is a rich and beautiful history. Born in Rochdale, out of the hardships of the Industrial Revolution, today there are 2.9 million cooperatives around the world, putting power in the hands of 1 billion people. And here in the UK, we have 7,500 cooperatives. Millions of us are members of or trade with cooperatives every single day. The beauty of the co-op model is simple. By existing to provide a service for their members rather than generate profits for shareholders, cooperatives and mutual enterprises realise the ideal of a fairer and more inclusive economy that devolves power to people and puts their needs at its heart. During the pandemic, our cooperatives and their workers have been right on the front line, keeping our shelves stacked, providing education and critical end-of-life care. But they have also delivered hundreds of thousands of meals to people in need. They've created thousands of new jobs, and they cut the price of childcare in half for our key workers. And our movement puts its community first. At a time when more than half of UK company equity is owned abroad, and only just over 12% by individuals, the cooperative model truly offers something different. It is why we in the Labour and Cooperative parties are committing to doubling the size of the cooperative sector to create a fairer economy which spreads ownership, embeds sustainability, creates good, secure jobs and protects the environment. Over the years, drawing strength from our cooperatives and trade union members like Community and USDAW, the Co-op Party has stood shoulder to shoulder with the Labour Party in the fight for fairness and equality. And while we are proud of our different traditions, we are clear about our shared ambitions, because together we have ensured that well over 100 councils are now doing more to tackle modern slavery in their supply chains. And we have fought for food justice, doubling the number of food champions in council cabinets across the country, and working in partnership with USDAW, we have secured legal protections for shop workers in Scotland from appalling violence and abuse. But conference, it doesn't stop there. We have also joined you in campaigning to cancel the cut to universal credit, to provide free school meals to thousands of children in need. And in my own area as Shadow Secretary of State for International Development, we have fought against the callous cuts to life-saving overseas aid. Conference, our communities have faced an onslaught from the Tories over the last 11 years, and let's be clear, we face a pandemic of poverty in the coming months, huge increases in fuel prices, an increase in national insurance that puts the burden on the lowest paid, and at the same time, we've seen the biggest overnight cut in social security since the Second World War. This will mean millions of families going cold and hungry this Christmas. Politics is about choices, and the Conservatives have shown whose side they are on. But as our General Secretary, Joe Fortune, has said, at times of crisis this past 18 months, the British people responded not with division, but with cooperation. We choose to stand together with the hard-working families of this country against this attack on their living standards. And conference, soon we will celebrate 100 years of partnership with the Labour Party, and we are determined to celebrate that milestone during the first term of a Labour and cooperative government under Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner. We look forward to working together to achieve that aim. Thank you and have a great weekend.